straight. I ain't sleep for 33. I haven't let baby, but I make day-to-day straight.
Whoa.
This is Draylon, aka Ladies Love Dre, and you are tapped in with How You Living podcast.
What's going on, man? How you been, bro?
I've been good, man. Living, blessed. Can't say much more than that.
I've been seeing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You living good right now, low key, man. You just got your masters, right?
Yeah. Today's 21st, so it's been 12 days, almost 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. So, where you from, Draylon?
My hometown is Hamburg, Arkansas, man. I'm from the southeast, as far as you can get before you get in Louisiana.
So, like, how is Hamburg? Like, I ain't never been there. You gotta explain to me. How is it down there?
Hamburg, countrified, ain't nothing but farmland, soybeans, corn, and everything, man. We only got like 2,000 people there. My graduating class was only like 130, 140 people. So it's real small. Everybody know everybody, but it's cool though, you know what I'm saying? Hamburg made me who I am today, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
So like, was it hard for you growing up in Hamburg, or was it like how was it for you growing up in Hamburg? Like, come from 2-parent household, how was it?
So I was blessed to be able to grow up in a 2-parent household. My mom and my daddy, they still married. They've been married for 31 years. But growing up there, you know, it's not much opportunity in Hamburg. Hamburg don't get that much spotlight. You know, the Southeast period, you know, don't get that much spotlight like anywhere else in Arkansas. You know, we got to really make a buzz to be able to do something. You know, I'm blessed enough to be able to kind of make an impact or make a buzz to what I'm doing. But other than that, I mean, it's kind of hard, man. It's nothing down there. You know, you got to move around to be able to gain a better opportunity, whether you're rapping, you're just working, trying to go to school, or whatever you're doing, you got to move around. But Hamburg will always be home. You know, I always go down there. My parents are down there. My grandparents are buried down there and everything like that. So Hamburg is home, I would say that. But it's not nowhere you can be able to grow at.
Okay. So, like, I know you went to college at SAU. What was the choice behind choosing SAU between other colleges? What other choice did you have between colleges?
So I got accepted to a few colleges. It was SAU, UCA, Arkansas State, Grambling. But I only chose SAU because it made the most sense. Like I had an academic scholarship going there, and it paid for most of my school. So I really didn't have to pay too much with me being there. So I made SAU that choice.
Okay. So what did you end up majoring in when you went to SAU? Did you have a plan of what you were going to major in? Like?
So at first, you know, I wanted to major in, I wanted to be a physical therapist. So I majored in kinesiology. I got a bachelor's of science in exercise science. Right after I graduated, not too long after that, I ended up moving to Dallas and started working in finance, man. I was working for Verizon at first in sales, moved down there. And then I started working from home for Exeter Finance. It's a subprime auto finance lender, so I was funding auto deals. After that, I started working at Credit Union of Texas and really started getting in the nitty gritty with doing consumer loan apps, opening accounts, just really getting into that financial world. And now, since I moved back to Arkansas, I moved back February of 2024 and got back in school at Arkansas State. And I work for Arvest Bank now. So I'm a loan officer there, so I do open accounts, do all kinds of consumer loans, everything but a mortgage because we have somebody else for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, finance is what I do. That's my whole niche now. Yeah. You know, that's me. Yeah, for sure.
So you say you moved to Texas. Like, what influenced you to make that move to Texas?
The opportunity. You know, honestly, I moved with one of my homeboys down there initially. You know, he was telling me about it before. Well, we had conversation about it. And the girl I was dating at the time, you know, me and her had a conversation about it as well. So when the opportunity came at the time, I moved, you know. I felt like being down there, I would be more exposed to a lot more things than where I was at the moment. I was still living in Magnolia after I graduated for that time, you know. So I made that leap. You know, I had been saving money and everything over that course of time. So, you know, it was nothing really for me to be able to get down there. So I felt like that was the best time for me to move around. And I'm glad I did because I met a lot of people and was introduced to a lot of things that helps me now in what I do today.
Yeah.
So
it was pretty good for you to go down there, just networking wise, and just to learn the lay of the land and everything. Okay. Do you miss Texas, or you kind of liking the back around?
I ain't even gonna lie. I do miss Texas only because of the opportunity and what you can do. You know what I'm saying? You do make more money down there, and it's a lot more opportunity down there. However, you know, Arkansas is not as bad as it seems either. You know, it just depends on what you're doing. But I will say Texas has all the opportunity. Like, and it ain't even just Texas, you know, other parts of the world, you know, you kind of gotta just have to have that mindset to expand your horizon when it comes to, you know, relocating or anything like that. But would I move back? Yeah. But it has to make sense, you know. Like right now, I got a good thing going with where I work at and everything like that. So it wouldn't make no sense for me to move right now.
It had to be like a good setup over there.
Good setup, you know what I'm saying? Good opportunity. You know, everything has to make sense. You just don't up it. I'm very logical, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I think like that.
But you should be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people's like, oh, just get up, just move. But if you don't got no plan, you taking 5 steps forward and 10 steps back though. You know what I'm saying? So like you being logical, that's smart. That's a good thing to do. So man, I want to take it back a little bit, man. So a lot of people don't know, but you a nuke, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made you choose to be a nuke instead of an alpha or a sigma? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you know? It's like what?
One of my closest homeboys is a sigma. You know Maurice?
Yeah.
Maurice, yeah. But man, so most of the people in my family are nukes and deltas. Really don't have nothing else. You know, I'm not a legacy or nothing. My parents aren't Greek, but it's my cousins and uncles and everybody else. So that's really all I was really introduced to growing up. You know, I kind of just knew of the other ones, but I didn't know what I knew until I got to college.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, at SAU, you know, the pledge Kappa, all you had to do was have 12 hours and I think a 2.5 or 2.75. So after that first semester, you know, you was eligible, you know. So, and I was still 17 at the time when I decided to pledge. I was still 17 at the time, man. And that was an experience being that young, and all my line brothers was like 20, 21 at the time. You know, I'm the youngest one, and I was the tallest one, though. I was the tail.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was an experience for sure, but I wouldn't trade it. You know, I'm glad I pledged Kappa. I met some great people to this day. You know, it gave me great networking opportunities, but I'm pretty sure it's like that within every fraternity. You know, just being Greek, period. But I mean, it's part of my personality too. You know, now a lot of people know me as being a noob. You know what I'm saying, from college or maybe see me on social media or something like that. But yeah, man, I use it, you know, as a way to be able to connect with other people. You know, a lot of people when they come in the bank, you know, younger guys and everything, they ask me about it when they see my wristband and stuff like that, or anything like that, man. But yeah, I feel like, you know, just like it done got me into some doors, like for sure, man. Like it really doesn't help, you know. I'll just put it like that.
So with that being said, like somebody younger was to come to you and say, hey, you know, they asking about pledging and stuff, what would be your advice to them?
I would say, you know, I can't tell you what to do, but whatever you gravitate towards, you know, kind of do your research and everything. Do your own research. Don't, you know, you ain't got to tell nobody what you want to do or anything like that. But, you know, whatever you feel like fits you more, go with that, you know, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have no regret about what you're doing. You know, you want to have a solid decision on that type of stuff. So, you know, some people, mom and dad might be something they pledge to something totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they gravitate towards. That's what they feel like fits their lifestyle, or can help them in a way, you know, that only they know. You know, so that would be my advice: is to kind of just sit back, kind of analyze, you know, which one you're interested in, and then go from there.
Okay, that's good advice, man. That's real good advice. So, man, you just got your master's at Arkansas State.
Yeah.
Like, how was that journey, like, working and still going to school after you already got your bachelor's from SAU? Like, what motivated you to keep going?
Man, so, all right, living in Texas and everything, just working at the credit union, want to just move up with what I'm doing. So I decided to get back in school. I was actually in grad school in Texas at UTD, University of Texas at Dallas. In October of 2023 is when I got my car stole. I was in, like I said, I was in grad school at the time. I had midterm the same week it got stole. So I caught an Uber to the testing center. They wouldn't let me in to take my test because I didn't have my student ID.
Yeah.
So I withdrew so I wouldn't get a failing grade or anything on my transcript. And then like a week or two after that, I had lost my job all in 1 month. So I didn't have no car. I wasn't in school no more. I wasn't working. I had money saved and put back, you know what I'm saying? So I stayed where I was at between October and February, and I moved back to Little Rock in February because I had got the opportunity at Arvest, and I had looked into getting into Arkansas State for school. So, man, I made the decision to move back. And I moved back February 9th, and I started working at Arvest at February 12th. And so it's been good, man. I done excelled there, you know, especially with my consumer loan production and everything like that. I done got a few awards and stuff like that. And it's just been good, man. I ain't gonna even lie, they treat me good. And I would say, like, you know, I feel like this was my way of kind of reround and really focusing in on what it needs to be done, because
Reinventing yourself?
Yeah, you know, kind of just getting into what I really need to do, you know, because every loss, you know, I don't always count it just as a loss, as something like happening to me, you know what I'm saying? Because later down the road, you'll see that had to happen to get you where you at right now, you know. Everybody look at bad stuff like that happening and everything. And yeah, it sucks at first, you know what I'm saying? But as you get through that and get to the other side, you realize all that had to happen, you know? So every loss ain't a loss, but every loss is a lesson, you know what I'm saying? So
it's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
To turn into a blessing.
Exactly.
That's all I always say.
Exactly.
So, like, cause you say you got your car stolen and everything. Did you ever get your car back, or did they
find it? Car never been found, man. I was at church, left church, went to go eat. I was at this restaurant in Addison, Texas called Sidecar Social, and went in there. I was by myself. Previous to that, I was at Stonebriar Mall in Frisco. You know, bought some stuff, bought some shoes, cologne, clothes, all that. All that was in the trunk. Then I went to go eat. Went in there by myself, ate. Was in there about 30, 40 minutes. Came out, hit the push start to start the car. I didn't hear it, didn't see it. Hit the horn, didn't hear it, and I'm, you know, tripping.
What kind of car you had?
Scat.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta watch out for that, man.
So after about 10, 20 minutes of that, I went back in the restaurant, told the people what's going on or whatever. Manager went to the back, look at the parking lot footage, and they let me know what happened. It was 4 guys in a Challenger, white Challenger, pulled up in front of my car. One of them hopped out, bust the window on the driver passenger side, climbed through, popped the hood. Another guy went under there, did whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? And all I seen was the headlights cut on, and the other guy got in the passenger seat, and they drove off, and the Challenger drove off behind them.
Damn.
So all I could do in the moment was,
you had full coverage though, right?
Yeah.
So you was straight.
Yeah, I was straight. I filed a insurance claim.
Oh yeah.
That night, did a police report, but it sucked though, bro, because shit, all I had was my phone, keys, and my wallet, man.
That's all you had on you?
Yeah, that's all I had. But I'm glad I did. But that's good though, you know what I'm saying? But they definitely hit a lick. They had my car, and I bought 2 pair of shoes, quite a few clothes, you know what I'm saying? 2 bottles of some expensive cologne, that YSL myself, that Gunner stuff. When they had first dropped, I had bought the biggest bottle. That was like almost $200, you know what I'm saying? That by itself, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool though.
But
you know what I'm saying? I was dope with that. Yeah.
But I'm saying you went and brought, like, once you got back straight, you went and brought all that stuff again though, right?
Yeah, like,
so that shit didn't matter though.
Nah, you know, that's why I said, you know, like right now, I got another car and I got a little cash car, you know, I drive around, you know what I'm saying? So it's all good, man. I done got over that, you know. So,
because as long as you had your wallet, because you got to think your wallet got all your important shit in there. If they took your Hellcat, they would have got your wallet. Well, there would have been a whole lot of fraud going on. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly. So I'm glad I had all that and didn't even have to go through all that.
Yeah, man. And then insurance. I know insurance comes from check.
Insurance. After you know they gave time for the police to kind of do their due diligence to try to find a vehicle, but after a certain amount of days, you know, they just deemed it a total loss and paid me out for it. You know, paid the car off and everything. So it was cool, you know. I just moved on. You know, that's all you can do. Just move on. Ain't no use in dwelling in there. It's gone.
No use in doing it, man.
Exactly.
For real. Damn, man. I'm glad you can bounce back from that, though, bro. A lot of people don't bounce back from stuff like that. So
for sure.
That's what's up, man. For real, respect.
For sure.
So, like, you say you work at Arvest.
Yeah.
So how is the atmosphere at Arvest when you work there? Like, I know, like, I don't see not too many, like, you know what I'm saying, African Americans in the bank like that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what's the atmosphere? Like, do you gotta be in professional mode all the time? You gotta watch what you say, watch what you do.
I mean, when it comes to my career and my reputation and stuff like that, you know, I don't really play no games, man.
Yeah.
So my face card in the corporate world is good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, this is me vulnerable right now, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm able to, you know, just be how I am now. But as far as my career, you know, you that's your career, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to keep your face card when it comes to that corporate world or that line of work that you do, wherever it is, good, because you don't want nothing you do in your personal life or anything like that to hinder, to backfire or anything like that. And you don't see a lot of African Americans in banking, you know, and if you do, they ain't in no like
position you in,
you know, you know, I'm blessed to be able to do the things I do, you know. Like, I ain't really said nothing about it, but I'll say something now. I just got a promotion last week or whatever, and I start that the day after my birthday, September 3rd. My birthday on September 2nd.
Okay.
So I'll be out of the consumer side. I'll be strictly business banking and lending. So you know, everything I get and everything like that, I just thank God for it, you know, because if it weren't for him, I really wouldn't be in the position I am. And I'm glad I, you know, really chose that route to really kind of just lock in and do the things I need to do to be a better me and have a better future, because I easily could have been doing something different, bro. Because to be honest, and this is just me being totally open, you know, I mean, when I was younger, I used to do the same stuff people do nowadays. Scam, at least try to, you know what I'm saying? When I was in college, I used to sell weed and stuff like that, you know. Anybody that was around me really knew what was going on for real, you know. But after I graduated and the day I moved to Texas, you know what I'm saying, I had got all of that off me the day before, and I said, I'm never going to do none of this again. I haven't. you know. And so I'm really glad I decided to leave that stuff where it's at, because I could have easily been cliche, you know what I'm saying, the same black
Trapped in
dude,
that
you
life,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying, you know what I'm saying, being locked up or in trouble and everything like that. And I thank God I ain't never got in trouble for none of that, you know. But I will say it did benefit me, you know, being in school and everything. I was able to do the things I wanted to do and everything like that, you know. So I don't ever knock nobody that ever get in trouble for anything like that, or just trying to have some money in their pocket or anything, or do anything like
You've
that.
been there before.
Not saying like I had to or anything like that, because, you know, when push come to shove, you know, I'll figure it out. Or, you know, I was blessed to have parents that would try to help me when they can. You know, they always had their own thing going. But other than that, to really get what you really want or really do the things you need to do, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right or wrong. So I don't really knock nobody for what they do. You know, I don't look down on nobody or anything like that. But another thing I really want to say is, you know, I'm real humble with everything that I've been blessed with thus far. But I had watched this video the other day. Somebody had said they really don't like the word humble. And they meant by, because you shouldn't feel bad that good things are happening in your life. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel like you got to keep that in or act like that's not a big deal, because it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you knocking the next person or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But you ought to be able to embrace what God done did thus far. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. That's what being humble is and everything like that. But it shouldn't mean you got to hold back on what you embrace or anything like that, or any good that come into your life, you know. And that's just that.
I mean, I kind of look at humble as like being like, you know, just God blessing you with things. Like if God get you a new house, humble is like doing stuff like you gonna post it, but you're not telling everybody and showing it and constantly rubbing it in people's face. Like, I got a new house. Woo, woo. It's just, you treat it like you thank God for the blessing, but you treating it as like it's everyday thing that's supposed to be happening to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how I feel like you're supposed to move. Like when you get blessings, thank God for your blessings. You know what I'm saying? Let people know. But at the same time, you don't want to go around bragging to everybody that, oh, I got this, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
At that point, you're being boastful. But humble, to me, humble just recognizing the blessing, thanking God for it, but treating it like it's normal. Because it's supposed to be happening to you. When you put good into the earth, good's supposed to come back.
Exactly. You know, so, and I'm just a regular guy, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel good that I'm able to make an impact with the things I do. You know, I don't rap. I don't do none of the mainstream stuff. I don't really have a side hustle, you know what I'm saying? I don't really do, you know. But one thing about it, I've always been smart, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I hold to myself. So especially with school, like I knocked out this degree in 12 months, 15 classes. You know what I'm saying?
15 classes.
15 classes.
In
12 months.
Good God, bro.
13 A's and 2 B's.
I know you was tired. I know you was happy as hell when you got them.
Every class was 5 to 7 weeks, man. But
online?
Online. Yeah. So and working full time. So you gotta force yourself to do this stuff, bro.
That's why I was asking earlier, like what was motivating you to keep going? Like to
want more, bro. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have any kids, I'm not married, no girlfriend or nothing like that right now. So with that, you know, I have the time to be able to set myself up to be able to have a better future for when that stuff comes about, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully my partner, you know what I'm saying, she'll be the same way, you know, so we can be able to do what it do when that time comes, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't in a rush for nothing, you know. I'm just really working on myself in every aspect. You know, I used to be a lot smaller in school and everything like that.
You been in the gym?
Yeah, I've been in the gym a little bit, man. So when I first started working out, like I was like 140 pounds, bro, just all legs and everything. I'm still slim and everything, but it's a whole lot better. I feel better for myself. I ain't trying to, you know, really just be the biggest person or anything. That ain't my goal, you know what I'm saying? But I have gained like 40 pounds or whatever. I'm like 184 now. So
that's why you have to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, reinvent myself, man, for sure, you know. So I'm just trying to get better in every aspect, you know. So cause honestly, you can't be good for nobody else until you good with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're like,
so you learn to love yourself too.
For sure, you know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, and a lot of people, you know, some people that I've talked to, you know what I'm saying? Like after talking to them, you know, they'll tell me, they was like, you know, honestly, I didn't think you was that down to earth or nothing like that, because I guess they think, you know, that I'm like high society, or I think I'm high society or bougie or something like that, bro. That's never been the case. Never been the case, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have like a bad childhood or anything like that. I ain't gonna say I just came from dirt or came from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Because I had the things I needed at the time, you know what I'm saying? Some things I got, some things I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But all my accomplishments now, you know what I'm saying? I'm still the same guy. Like, I don't act no different towards nobody. I don't treat nobody no different or anything like that. Because I know how it feels to, you know, want more or be in a low position and just want to get over the hump. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to ask you what was going to be the biggest misconception to be Draylon, but you already kind of said it.
Well, I can still kind of elaborate on that though. You know, big misconception about me, man. Like I said, people think I'm one way, but I'm not, you know. I mean, I'm an open book, you know, anybody can approach me, ask me anything, you know. And a lot of people do now, since they see that I do a lot of stuff in finance and everything like that. So a lot of people ask me a lot of questions sometimes on what they need to do with certain situations and everything like that. I mean, another misconception or whatever, I guess, you know, I guess people think I'm a mainstream because, I mean, I'm brown skin, got dreads, tattoos and stuff like that. A lot of the people that come in the bank, you know what I'm saying, they look at me and they, you know, some be surprised, you know what I'm saying, that I'm in the position that I'm in, you know. Me and my coworker, like he more tatted than me, you know what I'm saying? And he in a higher position than me, you feel me? So it ain't even all about that, you know. Sometimes you gotta position yourself in the right place, you know what I'm saying? Cause not everybody and everything is so one-sided, I should say, you know. But it do feel good to be black and in the position that I am in, you know, because a lot of people don't get that same opportunity. Like I feel like my mom, she been working in finance doing similar things like I've been doing for like 43 years, you know what I'm saying? By now she ought to own a bank. Yeah. You know? So but she a little older now. She ain't got too much longer before she retire and everything. And I talk to her often, you know, and I was like, you know, we got some stuff locked in for when she get done that we gonna pursue and everything like that. That's gonna put me and her in the position we need to be. I feel like, you know, because for one, I want to be able to do that for her because she done put in all this work, but never really got the correct, or I should say, the earned recognition that she need. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, like my main goal is to keep climbing the ladder and get to the point that I need to be at. You know, to do the things I need to do. But it's coming. A lot of things are coming. You know.
Okay. So, like, what would you say is success to you right now? Like, what is success? Would you say you successful right now?
Yeah, I would say I am in a way, because on the outside looking in, I would say, you know, I'm in a position that a lot of people, you know, wish they could be, and that's just the reality, you know. And I'm thankful, and you know, I thank God every day that I was able to do the things and nothing hindered me from doing the things that I wanted to do and able to get it done. But I said I'm not done though. Like it's still unfinished business. You know, I'm not at that point. You know, like I'm never satisfied. You know, never satisfied. I always look to
just can't be complacent.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? Because the world is evolving, you know what I'm saying? You got to be able to kind of branch out and try new things or do the things you need to do to be able to stay at the pace with the world, because you don't want to be behind and you don't want to get left out either. You know, you want to kind of stay on top of things, you know. I want to have a profitable life. Like, I'm not trying to be the richest guy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be one of them guys that just, you know, I don't flaunt money or anything like that. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be able.
You just want to be able to be happy and enjoy
Be
life.
happy and do the things I want to do when I want to do it. When I want to take a trip, I can do it. When I want to do for my kids, I can do it. When if I want to reach out and do stuff for people, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? When I buy something, it's no issue. My bills paid. I'm comfortable. I'm living a good life. You know, and everybody around me, you know, is the same way. Like when I say my prayers and stuff every day, I pray for everybody that's connected to me and in my circle, and just for people in general. You know what I'm saying? Because some people need that, and some people ain't got some people ain't got nobody in their corner. And, you know, I ain't gonna say I know what it feels like to not have nobody, because, you know, I'm thankful that I got a few people in my life that actually room for me, because not everybody in your life is room for you and actually mean it, you know. True. But other than that, man, success is just being able to pursue the things that you want to do and being able to make a living, man. Everybody just looking for a better day at the end of the day. So
that's facts, man. So as we close the interview out, man, I'm gonna just ask you, like, what's 3 things that you can say that helped you get to where you are now? That can be religion, your parents, love, anything. 3 key factors that helped you, that always was right there, that kept you going, that you knew you couldn't stop.
Praying.
Yeah.
For number 1, like, you got to lock in. Like, I'm not saying I'm the most godly man in the world, you know what I'm saying? But you have to lock in. You have to lock in some kind of way. I'm not saying you got to be in the church house every week. You know, I try to be, you know, but I'm not saying you got to do none of those things. But you have to have a relationship with God. You know, you have to do the things that are going to satisfy Him in order to do the things that you want. You know, because how can you? Favor ain't fair.
Yeah.
You know, God wants you to put the time in and the things and He wants you to be able to thank Him for the things that He's putting in your life, and want Him to give Him that time. You know, if you're not giving Him that time, then, you know, you're just enjoying the things that's happening in your life, and, you know, you're not, you know, giving back or giving thanks to God. You know what I'm saying? So I've learned to build a strong relationship with Him. You know, I say my prayers every day. I try to read something out of my Bible every day. I'm not saying I do it every day, because sometimes I forget or be rushing or anything like that. But you definitely have to have a relationship with God. You have to lock in with God.
And for the people that's not Christians, whatever religion it is,
just lock
in
whatever religion it is. You know, not everybody is Christian and everything like that. So whatever religion it is, lock in with that. And you got to have faith and never lose faith. You have to have unwavering faith too, even when stuff look bleak.
Yeah.
Even when stuff is going wrong, because a lot of stuff in my life, you know, was going wrong and everything like that. Even with that situation I was telling you about, but I never gave up, bro. It was I always told myself it's just a few bad days. It's never a bad life.
Okay.
You know.
So like, what would be?
So that's religion is
number 1.
Number 1. And consistency, I would say, is number 2.
Okay.
You got to be consistent in what you're doing. You know, you can't do things one day and not do it the next. You know, you want to get to where you want to be, well, work at it. You know, you got to get up every day and be constant, whether it's working on your craft or going to school, trying to keep a routine, going to the gym, whatever it is. You have to be consistent, because you'll never see any results unless you be consistent. You have to keep moving. You have to stay on task. You know, you can do what you want to do, but as long as you do what you need to do. My mom always told me, and my auntie used to tell my little cousin this, as far as the schoolwork and stuff went. She was like, as long as you do what you need to do, you can always get what you want, and you can always do what you want to do. Yeah. So I had that instilled in me at an early age. So I made sure everything was in line before I ever did anything like for pleasure or anything, you know. Priorities over pleasure, always.
Okay, so that's your 2. What's your 3?
And be open to change.
Yeah.
You have to be able to adapt, and whether it's in your personal life, at work, with your relationship, you have to be open to compromise, man, because you can't be stuck in your ways always. You have to be open to be able to take a different route sometimes, because what you think might work won't always work. So you have to be able to be open to take a different route sometimes, because you never know what kind of door might open for you, or you never know who you might meet or who you might run into that can help you along the way. So I always be open to learning new things and be open to just being open to the next opportunity. I never count anything out. Take everything as a lesson, and everything you listen to from people, take that in, so I'm very, like I said earlier, I'm very logical and analytical and everything like that. So I take into accountability of everything that I hear from people and everything that happens around me and everything like that. So just be open to change in the things you do, how you think, how you take care of yourself, and everything like that.
So we got religion,
consistency, and open to change.
Open to change. Yep. Hey, y'all heard it right there, man.
Yes, sir.
So, one more thing, man. What do people need to look out for Draylon, man? What you got planned?
So, man, really looking out for me, I would say anything financial wise, whether it's you want to talk about how to fix your credit, you got a question about certain type of loans, anything banking, anything consumer related, anything business related, I'm open to all questions. Easy to reach, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Snap. So really that's it, man. I'm just, I've really built my platform on that and everything like that. So I feel like I can kind of make a little run with that. And I got some ideas that I want to kind of input that's going to come about here soon. So just be on the lookout for that type of stuff. And yeah, I'm not really, into really anything else, so I would say just, if it's anything that related, because that's what I do now, I'm easy to reach, I'm all about setting up and having a better future, you know what I'm saying? So, and that plays a big part in your finances and everything like that. So I'm glad I went to school and got this master's degree recently and everything like that in financial planning and analysis, because it taught me a lot of stuff I didn't even know at first. So starts with that as well. And I feel like I'm a good person to talk to. I'm always open for a good conversation and everything like that. I'm really an all around person is how I look at myself. Just a cool guy.
So y'all heard it here, man. If y'all need a bank loan, y'all need any questions about your credit, finance, anything, come holler at your boy Draylon. Where they find you at?
Yes, sir. So I'm currently at the Arvest Bank across from Toaster Yoke, 17421 Chenal Parkway, Little Rock, Arkansas 72223. But as of September 3rd, you can find me at 17201 West. I think it's either West University or South University. I have to. Don't quote me on that. Google it. Yeah, the one on University, Little Rock, Arkansas. You can find me there. But anytime if you ever want to talk, lock in, or anything like that, want to do business, hit me.
What's your Instagram?
Ladies Love Dre on Instagram, Snap. On Facebook is Draylon Cooke.
Yeah. Hey, y'all heard it here first. Draylon Cooke sitting down with How You Living, man.
Yeah, man.
We appreciate it, my boy. We love it. We love what you got going on, man. I fuck with the movement, bro. Keep doing you. Keep progressing, bro. Keep God first. And, man, here you go, man. How you living, bro?
Appreciate it, man.